Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I don't know who is asleep or where you're calling from, but this is a special day for the NUMI Kingdom as we have taken to our initiative on Wake Up Summit for year 2022. And the Wake Up Summit is solely to give us an insight into a strategic roadmap for the development of the kingdom and also in committing to the decade of action. We know that as the 8 years dwindles down, sustainable development goal is yet to be strategically stabilized adequately for humanity. The 17 goals and 169 target is still being tried to give what was expected to achieve for the global for humanity and the global development. However, the COVID-19 has remained a great obstacle to development, thereby hindering on roadmap of action for sustainability. In spite of efforts being made by international community, government, kingdoms, and civil society, much is still to be placed in order to come with strategic roadmap of action for sustainability. The Numidia Kingdom, whose mission is rooted on saving the Mother Earth, the planet, is committed to ensuring the kingdom is not left behind on the global agenda for sustainability. The kingdom approach to humanity is overall an inclusive well-being of all humanity with focus on the Mother Earth. In committing to the decade of action, the kingdom considers it important to prove global image, to build trust and reputation, demonstrate corporate social responsibility, and protect the planet through a wake-up summit on the theme, Strategic Roadmap for Sustainable Kingdoms, Imperative for the Decade of Action. The objective of the Wake Up Summit is to provide resources, strategies, and implementation ideas to help develop action plan for the kingdom's sustainability journey. The Wake Up Summit will further define sustainability objectives in the context of the kingdom objective, make better choices among sustainability alternatives by framing the ways in which various sustainability actions might contribute to strategic roadmap goals for the kingdom. Identify and understand the drivers that facilitate progress, as well as the barriers that may slow the journey, increasing the likelihood the strategic plan will satisfy the kingdom goals and maximize success. Some of us who are here, like our special guest speakers, we want to let you know that the Republic of Numidia Kingdom is a non-state sovereign entity formally situated in the region of West Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, North America, South America, and adjoining islands. Currently, the Republic of NUMI is a kingdom in exile from until 2010, but full legal sovereign status as established by its declaration of sovereignty. The kingdom is led by His Royal Majesty King Mujab Jamal of NUMI, who has the highest level authority regarding all matters of state. The kingdom do not petition to hold or conflict existing claims of statehood or rights to territorial land. Numidia Kingdom is a non-state sovereign entity that has chosen Numa as its base due to the variable historical documentation. The Republic of NUMI Kingdom is divided into 21 basic ministries that are responsible for the promotion and well-being of non-state sovereign entity with commitment towards protecting and saving the Mother Earth. So I'll present you this morning that we have distinguished special guest speakers from 3 continents to do justice to this strategic plan. And in that presentation from the special guest, in the person of His Royal Highness Prince Ambassador Dr. Osita Nyameka, who is the Chancellor and President of Sub-Saharan Open University in Africa. He's calling in from Nigeria, the giant of Africa. We have His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Andrea Thomas. He is the UN Peace Ambassador and founder of Caribbean Israel Leadership Coalition, a strategic management expert with the Kingdom and UN Peace Ambassador. He's calling in from the Caribbean. And we have the only woman among them, Reverend Anne Onwuchekwe, who is a founder and CEO of Family Values in United Kingdom. He's calling in from the UK. So we have three continents represented coming up on this program to give us the strategic roadmap for a sustainable development of the kingdom. So without wasting much time, I'll call on the Royal Ambassador of NUMI Numidia Kingdom to give us the Royal Numidia special tradition.
Through the chair, Uduma Akiyoa. Uduma Akiyoa, Your Royal Highness, greetings to your Royal Kingdom, NUMI Kingdom, Honorable Prime Minister, and Honorable Ambassadors and Ministers in attendance on this very important occasion. I'm going to begin with a drumming chant, and it is doing the chair, Uduma Akiyoa, Uduma Akiyoa, doing the chair. That means thank the Most High, Lion of the New Dawn, Lion of the New Dawn, thank the Most High. Umbagula Nazima Atu and Wazi Umutu means call before the Most High, standing in his hand. Doing the chair, Uduma Akiyoa, Uduma Akiyoa, doing the chair. Uduma Akiyoa, Uduma Akiyoa, Uduma Akiyoa, doing the chair. Doing the chair, Uduma doing the chair, Uduma Akiyoa. O gracious Heavenly Father and Divine Heavenly Mother Mu, clear our mind of debris and purify our heart. Strengthen us in prayer so your children pray with a clean mind and a sincere heart. Uduma Akiyoa, Lion of the Dawn. Most Sacred Mother Mu, Queen Mother of creation, most Sacred Mother of creation, who breathes the life breath of our men, the breath from which our ancestors worship you. Your children seek the warmth of your bosom now. Send down your glory, the glory of 10, 100,000, trillion, million, billion angels to shield, guide, heal, strengthen, and protect. NUMI, protect humanity. Protect those whose hearts beat the sincerity of lifting of fallen humanity. O Mother of Dawn, lift us so our harmony sings praises unto you. as our children come behind us, the generations to follow us, that are the seeds of the forest that will grow and prosper under your love and divine guidance. We ask that you grant this gathering today so that this gathering can be the propulsion and the seed to move forward and lift NUMI Kingdom back to its original status from over 2,000 years ago. Our hearts bleed for the victims of the struggles and the injustices that have befallen humanity. Our heart bleeds to strengthen from the disease that has devastated the planet. And we ask in your name that we heal moving forward. Do in the chair, Uduma Akayur, Uduma Akayur, do in the chair.
Thank you, Royal Ambassador of NUMI Kingdom. Thank you. Without wasting more time, and I want all the ministers here to please change their names to the name of their ministry for easy identification. I want to welcome His Royal Majesty, King Jamal of NUMI Kingdom, to give his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Madam Prime Minister. I'm very happy today. This is a very day of awakening.
You have two devices on. Can you mute one?
Does still have feedback?
Yeah, I see echo from the background.
Is it still there?
Yes.
I don't know where the echo is coming from.
Everyone needs to mute their line if they're not speaking.
Can we, everyone, mute their lines? Everyone, please mute until you are called to speak.
Is it? I'm very. Is it better now? I turned my speaker off. I don't know where it's coming from.
You must have two devices open somewhere. Just mute one and use one. Maybe Her Majesty link is open. Her Majesty, are you logged in?
I was waiting for you to, I registered, but I'm waiting for you. I clicked
okay.
the webinar in progress and I launched the meeting, but it's not.
I can't see you on the attendee. I can't see you here to promote you. I can't see you here. I sent your personal link to your emails, you know. I can't see you. So you might just try again, see what happens.
Okay.
Madam Ambassador, they can't both have their devices on. One must be switched off.
One device must be off.
Yes.
One device must be off. Or you separate, but you can't separate because this is what you need to do together.
Can we have Her Royal Majesty switch off her device for now?
Yeah, you can just switch it off entirely. You can log out, yeah, Her Majesty, log out entirely, and let His Majesty just be on. Hello? Hello?
It's all right now. Can you hear me now, Madam Prime Minister?
Much better. Excellent.
Madam Prime Minister.
Yeah, go ahead.
Madam Prime Minister, can you hear me?
Very well. And the environment is okay now. You can speak.
Can you all hear me now? Does it still have the echo on? Okay.
No more.
It's fine now.
Everything is okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for fixing the problem. I want to give thanks to the Most High and give thanks to Madam Prime Minister, all distinguished guests and gentlemen and ladies. It's very important why this webinar is taking place today based on what is going on in the kingdom globally and also in America and also around the world. It's important that we pay attention to our leaders and also to our diplomats and also to our ministers who involve into this great gathering of great minds. This is a day of history that we are making, even though that this is given to us again to carry on the torch for our ancestors that carried on in the past. So pay attention to what is going on right now. I'll thank you all. Thank you. Peace and love.
Thank you, Your Majesty. And thank Her Majesty for being by his side, his beautiful wife, First Lady of NUMI Kingdom, for being by the side of His Majesty for this work. We welcome two of you to this laudable event. Greetings. There'll be a little tweak on the program because one of the ambassadors is about to be aboard the flight. So I want to invite His Excellency, the Ambassador, Dr. Andrew Thomas. Ambassador Dr. Andrew Thomas, who is a UN Peace Ambassador. So don't have to read his bio. Oh boy. Give me a minute to. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Because his bio is very excellent for us at this kingdom. His Excellency Ambassador Andrew Thomas is the movement leader with a notable prophetic and apostolic gifting for changing the trajectory of the church and nation towards greatness. His life's purpose to represent the move of God that takes people, leaders, the church, economies, and nations from bondage to greatness. He is a pioneer of 12 spheres of leadership movement that focuses on raising the types of leadership that shape the destinies of nations. He is the ambassador at large with special envoy to Barbados for the Kingdom of Colonial St. John's, the ambassador for the Kingdom of St. Venerant on Peace Ambassador. He has worked in the ministry for over 34 years, planting churches, holding prophetic and miracle events, Greatness Empowerment Event, and building Bible colleges globally. He is the founder of Fresh Anointing and Wisdom Network, a global organization with a mission to raise up a wise virgin church movement ready to meet the Lord at his appearing. The organization's subsidiaries include Divine Visitation Assemblies, the Greatness Channel, the Wisdom International Ministry Alliance, the Daniel and Esther Network, the College of Visionaries, the Greatness Publishing, Caribbean Israel Leadership Coalition, a network of Caribbean and Israel governmental and business leaders advancing Israel's strategic interests with building sustainable economic development in the Caribbean, and the Ideas and Solution Group, an organization that provides financing, strategic consulting, and executive coaching to take governmental and business ideas and solutions from concept to reality. He is also the founder of Caribbean Israel Group, which includes Caribbean Israel Venture Services, Inc., a company that mines and develops the resources in the peoples, lands, and seas of sovereign nations for economic dignity. Caribbean Israel Finance, a company that provides brokers financing for developmental projects, and Caribbean Impact Trust, a company that provides funding for economic development projects. His Excellency Dr. Thomas is also the co-founder of Pigeon Group, Inc., a group of companies that transform wealth to communities through construction, infrastructure development, and financing, and the head of Caribbean region for Upton Funds. His Excellency Dr. Andrea Thomas is a prolific author of 27 books that cover leadership, spiritual development, and the transformation of nations. He is married to his soulmate, Her Excellency Ambassador Dr. Nina Thomas, and they are blessed with 2 daughters. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Madam Prime Minister. It's an honor to speak at this event. I want to honor His Royal Majesty, want to honor Her Royal Majesty, want to honor all the ministers of cabinet that are here and my fellow speakers. Today, I have 15 minutes with you to share with you wisdom on how nations are built and how kingdoms are recovered. This is my purpose today. And all I can is give you an appetizer, but I'm going to make it the best that I can. You have to, first of all, grasp that the way Earth functions based on systems. And the reason why our Creator decided to have Earth function on systems is so that you can have predictable results. So because you have example, your body is made up of a cardiovascular system, is made up of a nervous system. There are over 12 systems in your body that govern your body. And these systems control your body. And the purpose of systems is so that you do not have to press a button for something to happen. Example, when our Creator made the heavens and the earth, He made sure that there was a solar system. So you don't need an angel to move the sun and to move the moon. It operates by system. When you understand the power of systems and you understand the laws that operate within these systems, then you can gain mastery and achieve results. So today I'm going to talk to you about the systems that control the destinies of nations. Nations can lose territory and nations can gain territory if you understand the systems. Now, first thing I'm going to share with you is 4 principles that govern the achievement of vision. Now, what is vision? Vision is a clear mental picture of a greater tomorrow trapped in the ingredients of today. That's what vision is. Vision is a clear mental portrait of a greater tomorrow trapped in the ingredients of today. So for those of you who are good cooks, you actually take your chicken, you take your sauce, you take your seasoning. When you look at it, you have ingredients. You can have a vision and see a wonderful pepper chicken meal. But what you have are the ingredients. So vision is the ability to see a greater future from the ingredients of today. That's the principle. Now, the first thing you want to realize is that the problems of this world can be solved by the people of this world if they manifest vision. That's number one. Number two, the problems of a generation will never be greater than the ideas and solutions within people born into that generation. Otherwise, God set up the generation to fail. Number three, these ideas and solutions are within people in the form of an uncommon vision. So when I listen to you, when I hear the vision of this kingdom, I hear an uncommon vision. I hear a group of uncommon visionaries that have come together and are seeking to solve problems with the ideas and solutions that are within them. But I want to share with you this fourth principle. Accept the wisdom in the visionary matches the uncommon vision. The uncommon vision will become the object of the visionary's frustration. So if you have a vision that is this high and your wisdom is this, that vision will become the object of your frustration. Now, I have studied and given my life to study laws that control the rise and fall of nations. And I'm going to share with you a sample of these laws to help you on your journey. The first law I need to share with you is that this is so important. Territory is taken and maintained by the seed of battle. If you study human history, there's no kingdom, there's no territory that maintained its territory or took territory without war. It may be an information war. It may be a psychological war. It may be a financial war. It may be a military war. But without war, territory is not maintained and territory is not taken. There always is war. In fact, for those of you who have a biblical persuasion, the only reason why there is peace in heaven is because God won, the angels won the war against Lucifer. So for those of you who love peace, peace is not attainable if wars are not won. Peace is the result of winning a war. There's peace in heaven because a war was won. The peace of God is available in our hearts because Jesus won a war. So you can never possess territory, retake territory, recover territory without battle. That's number one. Check it all around the world. It's impossible. It's the seed. When God spoke to Abraham, when God spoke to Moses, they had to have war to take Canaan land. Now, the wars can be fought on different terrains. The economic wars, the financial wars, the information wars. They're all different types of wars, but it always is war. That's number one. Number two, a nation is, so the first law is the law of battle. Now, number two, accept the leaders of the vision for the nation are prepared to pay the price of battle, the nation will just be a memory, will just be an idea. Without battle, ideas for nations do not materialize. We're looking at Ukraine and Russia. What's happening? There's battle to maintain territory. Now, what is warfare? Warfare is simply the use of force to take new territory or to maintain territory. That's all warfare is. Warfare revolves around territory. If there's no territory to take, there's no territory to defend, there will be no warfare. So, except the leaders of a vision are prepared to pay the price of whatever warfare is required, the vision for a nation will just be an idea. That's a law. That's a law. It has no respecter of persons. That's number one. Then you have number two. For Jesus to retake the earth, he had to do battle. If Jesus had to do battle to retake the earth, hey, there's no way you can recover without battle. That's number two. Number three is so the number three is the law of vision. Without a clearly defined vision that is based on the ingredients of today, there is no force to move you forward. Now, there's a difference between vision and fantasy. If I look at the ingredients and say, example, in front of me is lamb, herbs, vegetables, an oven, a frying pan, and cassava. And that's in front of me. And those are my ingredients. And when I look at that, I have a vision of creating pork roast. What I have is fantasy. Because the ingredients of today, there isn't a future out of those ingredients that can produce pork roast. Lamb does not produce pork roast. So there's a difference between fantasy and vision. Vision is rooted in the ingredients of today. For example, if I say I have a vision, I'm 52 years old, of running the Olympics and running under 10 seconds, that is a fantasy because the raw material is not there. So it is the job of leaders to look at the raw material of their relationships, their territory, all the ingredients that they have. And from those ingredients, see a greater future that is waiting to exist. To see a greater future that's waiting to exist. So that's number three. Number four is this. I have to go quickly with this. Number four, the next law that defines vision, that defines nationhood is this. Is the law of national product. Nations, every nation has innate value, but not every nation has manifested value. It is the responsibility of a critical mass of the leaders of a nation to take their value from innate to manifested. And let me tell you, only your best friends will respect you if your value stays innate. So example, this is just the reality of it. Folks in Haiti will say that we are not respected. The reason why but it's a law, you will not be respected until you manifest value. Only a small group of people respect when there is no value manifested. So every human being, but I'm speaking also every nation, has within it value. There's the deposit that is put in that nation. If that nation does not manifest its value, oh, it doesn't matter. There's a level of respect you will never have. So the next law is this, is the law of product. Every nation has innate value. For some nations, it's the natural resources. Some nations is agriculture. For some nations, is their engineering mindset, like Germany, engineering mindset. So every nation has a deposit within it that is innate, that it is the responsibility of the leaders to take that from innate to manifested, expecting other countries to mine the value within you for your dignity is living in cloud cuckoo land. No other people are going to mine your value for you. They will mine your value for them. They're not going to pay a price to mine your value for you. It doesn't happen. You got to mine your value for you. Okay, next one. Last principle is this. Nations is the law of strategy. National strategy is a series of sequential steps that takes you from your current reality to the future that is possible to you. Now, you have to first of all define what is your reality. You cannot create great strategy without defining reality. And then you also define possibilities. And then strategy is a bridge from realities to possibilities. And you got to look at, and it's a sequential plan. So you got to define what is my reality, what are the sequential steps I can take to take me from my reality to my possibilities. And with this, I have quickly shared with you some laws that I believe there are more laws, but these are laws that can help you and shape your thinking, because here's the thing. Airplanes fly because of the law of lift and the law of thrust. The airplanes are held to the ground because of the law of gravity and the law of drag. There are human laws and human conduct that keeps nations and kingdoms down. But there are other laws that will raise you above the gravity of greed, that will raise you above the drag of racism, and raise you above that to manifest the greatness that is in you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Wow. Wow. Your Excellency, you break the crack nuts, with your expertise. But I'm not surprised, because I know who you are and I know what you can do. These are important strategies that is very, very needed, whether as a nation of like NUMI Kingdom or as your own personal development. His Excellency has given us a 6 strategic roadmap that need to be considered by us. So we can't thank you enough. I know you are running to take off, I wish you can stay longer in case there is any question from any of the ministers. Do anyone have any question for His Excellency? Because he might not stay with us longer on what he has given to us. Any questions for clarity? You can raise up your hand and I'll call you. Wow. What an excellent lesson. Thank you, Your Excellency, and we do hope you can stay longer with us.
Thank
May
you.
God continue to increase you and enrich you. In
Thank you.
Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Amen.
Thank you. Yes, we have the next person is someone I know very well, and even from his roots, you know, I don't want to tell that I used to flog him because I don't know who, me or him, who flogged each other. But he is the chancellor or founder of Sub-Saharan Open University. And okay, where is he? Okay, let me spot you out. Yes. He is an economic expert and a consultant with financial institutions, including the apex financial institutions in most banks in Africa. He is an advisory to many institutions, government agencies, organizations on policy and strategic development. He is from a lineage of traditional ruling kingdom and is a visionary of project and development sustainability. I present to you His Royal Highness Prince Ambassador Dr. Osita Anyameka. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Prime Minister. Thank you so very much. My name is Osita, like Prime Minister just told you. And today we discuss sustainable development from intriguing perspectives and show the domains of well-defined strategies that are uniquely different but astutely relevant to a republic and a kingdom. As a non-state sovereign entity, formerly situated in the regions of West, North, and Central Africa, as well as North and South America and adjoining islands, the Republic of NUMI was, an uncommon kingdom in exile until 2010. Today, its full legal sovereign status has been established by its declaration of sovereignty. Without petition to hold land or conflict with existing claims of statehood or rights to territorial land, the kingdom is ruled by the highest level of authority regarding all state matters. It is a non-state sovereignty that elected NUMI as base name due to verifiable historical antecedents. The Republic is divided into 21 ministries that are responsible for the promotion and well-being of the non-state kingdom, with commitment towards protecting and saving the Mother Earth. This therefore demands the deployment of known tripod strategies of sustainable development, working with the people, the relevant processes, and technology, namely business strategy, operational strategy, and transformational strategy. Let's begin with the business strategy. The NUMI business strategy must focus on how people who are attracted to NUMI will experience the Republic and the kingdom. It will primarily be concerned with how the entity will approach the global marketplace. First, where to play, and two, how to win. Where to play answers questions like, which customer segments will the Republic target? Two, which geographies will be covered? And three, what products and services will be brought to the marketplace? And then how to win will answer questions like, how will NUMI as a kingdom position itself against competitors and competitiveness? What capabilities will the entity employ to differentiate itself from the competition? And last but not the least, on how to win, what unique approaches will the kingdom apply to create new markets? For sustainability, it is clear and important that a strong kingdom like NUMI would rest on the top-notch kingdom players to typically create the business strategy. After that, the kingdom business architects will play the important role of clarifying the strategy, creating tighter alignment among different strategies, and communicating the business strategy across and down the entire republic in a clear and consistent fashion. The kingdom players shall begin by bringing advanced, highly credible business architecture practices and purpose-driven designs into the strategy discussions early to provide the tools, the models, and of course, the mechanisms to facilitate these plans that will enable better strategy development. Now let's look at the second one, operational strategy. The second of the tripod is operational and it's focused on people and processes. It will be primarily concerned with accurately translating the kingdom's customer-centric business strategy into a cohesive and actionable implementation plan. Now let's look at the questions that operational strategy will answer. One, what capabilities will be needed to create or enhance the business strategy? Which processes need improvement? Or will the kingdom embark on a complete redesign? Does the kingdom have the people it needs? And does it have the right skill base? Is there a talent retention plan through the strategic learning development plan? Most of the business architects in the kingdom should be working in the operational strategy domain, reaching out to the business strategy domain and communicating with leadership for direction. They should work from the middle out to bring clarity and cohesiveness to the Republic's operating models, typically working vertically within a single business unit while resolving issues at the business unit boundaries. This is very important. Additionally, more mature business architect practitioners should work across functionally and in multi-verticals or move from one vertical to another. Then let's look at the third tripod, transformational strategy. This concerns the platform technology. The third strategy tripod is transformational, and it will focus on how the kingdom's technology can enable and transform the entire entity. This will be about automation and about true digital business model transformation. Be reminded that it will be seen less often as it will represent the wholesale transformation of the entire kingdom. Transformational strategy will go beyond typical business strategy in that it will require radical and highly disruptive changes in the people, in the process, and in technology. This will be generally the domain of the kingdom's project management office, the KPMO, the organizational development, and consultants. So what is the bottom line? As clearly enunciated, not all strategy work in the kingdom shall be at the same level. Each strategy type shall require a unique set of skills, a unique set of resources, and a unique set of varying approaches. And also, there will be a unique set of plans to execute all these approaches. The NUMI kingdom leadership and business architects who will be delivering success in one role should be actively developing the skills they will need to move into another strategy domain as they move the uncommon kingdom towards the decade of action. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Your Royal Highness, thank you for your presentation. These are marvelous strategies: business, sustainability, operational strategy, and transformational strategy. Wow. I can't thank you because I'm not surprised because I know what you can do. I even expect more.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And please don't leave us. I know you're calling in from Nigeria. Don't go, so that at the end, if we have questions for you, then we will be able to do that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Prime Minister.
And the next on the line, on the list, is a reputable woman who has been on global agenda on strategy for women, for ministry, for corporate entities, all the way from the United Kingdom. I present Reverend Annie Onwuchekwa, who is the founder and CEO of Family Values, is a senior pastor of Victory Family Christian Center in the borough of Enid, North London. She is the founder of Women of Divine Favor International, an organization she founded in 2002. She ministers with apostolic anointing, and he is a mentor to many people worldwide. She is a well-respected visionary leader who is a motivational and international speaker and inspirational woman who teaches the undiluted word. Reverend Annie Onu Onwuchekwa is also the CEO and founder of Annie's Hope Foundation, a foundation that caters and advocates for the girl child's rights and gender-based violence, empowering widows, orphans, youth, and less privileged. As an entrepreneur that believes in the unity of family, she also runs seminars in stress management, life lessons, youth empowerment, health and well-being, anger management. She is a graduate of business finance from East London College. She also studied and graduated from University of East London with a BA honors in education and community studies. She obtained her second degree from BA honors in theology and ministerial studies from Spurgeon College, affiliated with the University of Manchester. Annie works with humility, integrity, and simplicity. You can see that from her looks. She's a loving, caring mother of 3. She preaches the word of God with passion. Her love for God allows her to be a mentor and support system to others, helping them to succeed in Christ has led to many testimonies. She inspires others through honesty and exemplary manner. She is a woman who truly practices what she believes in. Her vision and direction of family values came from God. The Lord spoke to her saying that she has a television ministry that will lift people up and deliver his undiluted love to every family. As a mother, seeing people's lives restored and refreshed, setting goals and achieving their God-given potential, her love for God and passion for people makes her go extra mile for those around her. And I'm pleased to present Reverend Annie from UK to us. To look at the aspect of the gender. The men have spoken, we need a woman to talk to us. The strategic roadmap for gender action into the sustainability of the kingdom. Reverend Annie, you have the floor.
Bless you. Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you for all the ministers in the house that stand on the prevailing protocol. Indeed, Madam Minister, I am honored to be part of you and to be part of what the new vision for this cause. It's a joy when new thing is happening, especially something that will improve lives, something that will increase sustainability for a country and nation. I'm obviously glad to be part of this. So thank you for having me. May God bless all of you. Your Royal Highness, God bless you all. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, obviously, first of all, we need to look into the roadmap of kingdom mandates. How can we sustain this very exciting roadmap? I will take into 1, motivating, 2, making the road very clear. And what do I mean by that? Is to set a roadmap where things can be done properly in order for people to be able to establish themselves properly. The decade of action call for accelerating sustainable solution. all the world's biggest challenges ranges from poverty and gender, climate change, inequality, closing the financial gap. So how are we going to sustain this roadmap? One is motivating through change. Two is creating awareness. Three is creating reward through commitment. Now, motivating through change. What do I mean by that? Change is a good way to raise levels of achievement, and few things include self-morale more than successful change. There are two ways of improving gradually. It can be radical change, which our first speaker said. He took it from in times of war. We don't achieve anything without war. You can't make any change without that. But we can do this through a radical change. We must decide which system we can put in place to make this sustainability through this roadmap. And how can we do that? It's by educating people, creating awareness to sustain the roadmap. One, we need commitment. Without commitment, we cannot achieve anything. Without us not being focused, we cannot achieve anything. Without us not working as a team, we cannot achieve anything. So we need to put an implementation very well that can motivate a high morale of change. So when we do that, we plan ahead. The Bible talks about write your vision and make it clear. When we motivate people, we give them the action plan. That action plan, commitment, trust, having faith, and work earnestly to be able to plan for tomorrow. Because if you don't plan for your tomorrow, you kill it. If you don't plan for today, you kill the tomorrow. So it is important that we plan this roadmap in a way that it begins to motivate people's way of thinking. And in doing this, we need to do it in a way that we can create a reward, like appraisal, affirmation. When we create a reward, you find out that each community and each unit will begin to function in the way this roadmap will be able to take place. It could be finances, it could be agriculture, it could be doctor just talk about the financial part of what he's doing. When we arrange people in a place whereby they can function properly in their set place, we begin to achieve results, and we begin to sustain the roadmap pure and clear. So if we set it in a way to motivate them financially in order to grow agriculture, that to sustain the food hunger, we begin to make plans for 10 years ahead of time, 20 years ahead of time. How can they achieve that? What is the implementation? How are they going to be result-oriented? So when we put all these things in plan, and we cannot do it without education, because education is a key, especially when you educate, female genders. We educate them and then put in place why this education is needed, why it is beneficial for the community, how we can take this roadmap for them to be equipped and fortified. Because when you are not equipped, you cannot be able to achieve anything. Because really, you cannot deliver what you don't have. So when we equip them, put this roadmap in place, there will be a kind of a self-confidence. There will be a kind of a self-reassurance. There will be a kind of, yes, I know where we are heading. I know where our community is going. I know where our nation is going. Then there will be, you will see an action taking place. There will be an excitement. When they have that, then you see that there will be a radical change. Change with passion, change with unity, change with happiness, change with excitement, change with the result-oriented. And you will see the community being transformed. And then we will now begin to see people working with understanding, towing the map of sustaining the roadmap for tomorrow to avoid hunger, rejection, to avoid lack. Because as I said, if you don't bid for today, you will destroy tomorrow. If you don't plan for today, there is no harvest for you. So we need to prepare them, create that self-awareness, create that self-confidence, prepare them, give them a reward tax, and also make it in a way where there will be accountability in return. Then you will see expansion will take place. Then you will see joy, happiness. Then you will see different kind of initiatives, giving birth. You will find out that gradually the roadmap will be taking place. Gradually, the community will be functioning. Gradually, every initiative, be it electricity, be it agriculture, be it small business, enablement, everything will be taking place. And we can't do it once and stop, just like this program we are doing. Very wonderful, well articulated, well planned. Is consistency. So we do it again, we do it again, we do it again, we do it again. You see that, it's going, we're getting feedback, and people are like, wow, we can do this to sustain this roadmap. We can do this. This is what we did last time. This is how far we've gone. We can step another step ahead. This is how far we've gone. We can start, by the time you know it, you find out that, things will be working very, very well. So in order not to, take up our time, my conclusion in this will be to create more awareness in motivating through change, to create a reward plan, and also to make the road plan, action plan clear, so that, people can see why they can follow suit for us to achieve this roadmap to sustain the future. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you for having me.
Wow, 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 wow. I thought I was taking you unawares for giving you a short notice, but I see that what is there is ever there and is ever ready. Thank you so much, Reverend, for this insight from the gender perspective. When a woman talks, there is something, there is an impartation, there is a spirit releasing the language. So when a woman talks, the rudiment is released. So this seems to be summary of what the two speakers has done, but in a more gender tonic rudiments presentation, breaking it down to our own understanding. So we know that for us to move, there must be change with result oriented, and this has to create awareness, education, and then make action plan clear. And that is what we need. Make things clearer so that there will be smooth running of everything, of any initiative, project, development. So thank you, Reverend, for this wonderful exhortation. Yes, it's not going to be the only one. And I'm going to call you again for proper training and workshop on this presentation. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. So our time is running, and we have our next segment. We've heard from the three experts in area of strategic roadmap, strategic policies, and I'm sure that we have gotten one or two. All those things are really what the NUMI Kingdom believes in. That's what the vision of His Majesty has been trying to address. But I'm glad that we have speakers who are now leaning on this thing to affirm that what we are doing in NUMI Kingdom is already in place, but we need to be more strategic. We need to be more developmental and transformational in order to achieve action result. We are talking about action result, not theoretical result. There are two different results. Are you looking at theoretical result or action result? But at this time, at this point, we all know that these things have been in place, and this has been the vision of His Majesty. So at this level now, we are going to look for action-oriented result. And that is why I want to bring in the ministers to give us a 8 to 10 minutes presentation on the vehicle of delivery strategic roadmap drive. And I want to bring in the Excellency Pradit Bandeka, the Honorable Minister of Ministry of Environment and Services, all the way from India.
Greetings, King, greetings, Queen, Madam Prime Minister, and all the panelists and attendees. From Ministry of Environment, Energy and Environment, I'm Pradeep Bhandekar from India.
We love you, Pradeep.
Yes. So, like we, NUMI Ministry of Environmental, with a caption of Together for a Better Environment. Like we are working on certain concepts of towards planet health, climate safety, and zero emissions. So we are working on few advanced technologies of ocean cleaning, which comes into again it's a saving of marine life and plastic pollution. We know like 220,000 of species are in oceans and seas, and also 200 million of plastic pollution is also there in seas. Most of the plastic pollution is not recycled. It's never recycled, nor it's clean. So we are currently working on this, and our global team with a lot of research oriented are doing continuous research on identifying the plastic pollution and trying to resolve and recycle it. So we identified and secured an excellent technology which is towards this cleaning of oceans, marine life and marine pollution. And we are working on these like approaching certain ministries, and then we are trying to it's towards the 3 C's. So NUMI Ministry of Environment is working towards 3 C's, which is climate safety, climate neutrality, and climate ambition. So in which certain technologies which are related to climate action and zero emissions. So we are trying to present those technologies globally wherever they are required, and try to also work under United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So we are also NUMI Ministry of Environment with a strong and efficient global team. We are working continuously research analysis and to support climate activists. So we are also coming up with a very good strategic plan towards trying to involve and educate youth or in their schooling level, and next level after schooling, to educate them about the climate change. And I'm not sure whether how it is, but I just want my also deputy to join the this session to speak on this, because she's already doing this in Kenya. She's from Kenya. She's Judy. She's there in this session. I just want to her to take over so that I'll again continue after her. Judy, unmute yourself.
Thank you, Madam Pradipti, my very able leader, and thank you, His Excellency and Her Excellency, the Prime Minister and the Council. It is an honor to be part of this meeting, and I'll just give a brief of what we are doing here in Kenya through the Ministry of Environment. And some of the programs that we are running are for our schools program through the Ministry of Education and the School Improvement Program. So we are encouraging our learners and also the teachers and basically the school community, because they have access to land, to adapt a tree and to plant trees. This way we are able to improve the environment of the schools. And we are not only incorporating the schools in the urban centers, but also the schools in the rural areas and in the arid and the semi-arid areas, because both of them, their needs are very different and unique. The schools that are in the very harsh climatic conditions, they have issues to do with the hot weather. So when the environment, when they have at least the trees that are able to offer them, cool shelter during those harsh climatic conditions, then at least the students are able to continue with the learning. And then there are also those schools that are in the areas where there's a lot of rain and there's the highlands. There are issues of soil erosion. So what happens now in those areas, we are encouraging them to plant, to build gardens and to conserve the environment. So those are some of the programs that we are doing. Then also for our youth training programs, the issues of unemployment is not an issue that is unique in this continent of Africa. And one of the things that we are doing is training them on creative arts and also some of the programs that they're doing are documentaries on pollution and environmental conservation. And some of those programs that have been involved in competition globally. And that way the youth are able to get some sustainability. We've also expanded our training programs even to our women, who we are empowering them. They are the small community groups. We are able to give them seedlings so that they're able to plant trees such as moringa. And from the products that they're making, they're able to get sustainability, such as soap making and shampoos, and even some for medicinal use. So in a nutshell, we are trying in our own small way. I remember, Madam Prime Minister, in the previous meeting, you told us, let us start an initiative and then we'll be able to pick up from there. It doesn't matter that we have the funding, but with the little resources that we have, we come up with sustainable projects that the people can own and drive. Then from there, we're able to build from there. So that is what we are doing, because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. Kind regards from East Africa.
So in the conclusion, like NUMI, Ministry of Environment is working towards reducing carbon emissions, which leads to zero emissions and climate neutrality, and reducing the greenhouse gases. So these are all the reducing pollution. So these are all the concepts on which we are working, wherein we will be very soon presenting a detailed presentation. We already, which is already in the roadmap. So as the time is very less, we could not explain very in detail like what is our roadmap or ambition towards NUMI Ministry of Environment. So this is which we wanted to explain in brief what we aim at. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you to both of you for the Ministry of Energy and Environment. What a wonderful presentation. You see, Judy, you spoke like an African woman, and I'm so proud of that. Action, that's what we know from where we come from. So that your initiative is really giving me a different thinking. And I think we are going to work and develop it. Thank God that we have the presenters who are involved with television programs. We can transform those products into with a label of NUMI Kingdom and market it globally. So we are giving a business opportunity, just as we had on presenters on business strategy, to expand. And by so doing, what is this soap like Dove, whatever, Irish soap, and all the names of those, even the creams, it's came from somewhere and it's all over right now. So there's an idea you have brought in, and we want you to continue on that. And thank you, Minister Deep, for your efforts in trying, because she kept on telling me that Judy has to be here, Judy has to be here. So I'm glad, I'm proud of you for your ministry. I'm so proud. But we need to document it and then give it to action-oriented. We want to make it actionable, for the growth of the kingdom. Thank you. So without wasting more time, I invite the ambassador of, the Minister of Trade and Economy to take the floor.
Greetings, Your Majesty, the King, the Queen, greetings on the Prime Minister, greetings to all ministers in the House. I'm standing on existing protocol. Thank you for this opportunity to give our strategic plan in developing NUMI Kingdom economy. Permit me to read from my system. NUMI Kingdom Economy Policy Development Strategy, dated March 5th, 2022. Designated Ministry, Trade and Economic Development, delivered by me. Ministry Revenue Generation Program, 2021 to 2025. A comprehensive economic development strategy is a strategy planning document and planning process that will help guide the economic growth and development of NUMI Kingdom. Below are some of the strategy we can execute as part of building, shaping, and global positioning the NUMI Kingdom Trade Economy and Development Ministry. 1.
Your bandwidth is very low. Yeah, network is poor.
We believe entrepreneurship will create, and then with that, cannot be overemphasized. Also, help the kingdom and the economic growth. Developing energy resources can development, wind, solar, and other mineral resources. Developing and managing energy provider relationship management process, e.g., partner with different alliance, and also with solar energies and other entrepreneurs. with a common industry infrastructure development vision on how, sorry, my batteries. Developing and managing energy supply license bidding and awarding system processes for fuel, gas, oil, products, including designing, building, and managing of the petroleum and oil pipelines and green within the kingdom. Then we have aviation. We also believe aviation is the key ways of developing an economy of a country. So we have few points in the aviation, which is identification of key commercial airport zone for private and commercial flights. Identify key airline companies to partner with and grant the license to operate in the kingdom. Set on aviation participation licensing, regulation, monitoring, and compliances, body organization to manage all aviation and airline companies trading in the kingdom. Develop and build aviation training academy, service center, fuel storage facility, traffic control center, and aviation zone. Manufacturing plant to motivate airline companies to manufacture some of their equipment, tools, and airplane components. Airplane company accessory within the kingdom and offer manufacturing-based tax incentive and rebate to create an environment for airline companies to make profit while create sustainable job for the citizens of NUMI Kingdom. Then we have mining. Conducting geological tests and mineral analysis activities. Conducting viability and feasibility study for various minerals within the kingdom. Being the sole mandate, mine investment, development, and execution partner on behalf of the kingdom. Investment deal structure and overseeing stakeholder relationship management process. Managing and reviewing by bidding and awarding of all mining license processing on behalf of the kingdom, and conducting annual license operation compliances review and renewing of license. Then agriculture, which is very key. In developing any economy, agriculture is something that we should look at because of food security. In this agriculture, we have 4 segments that we're going to be working on. Crop production, livestock production, agri-economics, and agri-engineer. Then we have tourism. With tourism, we're going to liaise with the ministry and tourism to work together. Under that tourism, we have developed our own strategy we're going to be working with them with, which is develop zoning hub for airports, hotel, game reserve, museum, restaurant, malls, resorts, amusement park, zoos, recreation park, and other tourism-driven enterprises, business, and venture. Then commercial and residential property development. Develop infrastructure development plan, including town planning, layout, design, and blueprint. Ratification of zoning regulation and by law adherence for trade investment purposes and infrastructure development projects. Appoint key property development partners, properties, real estate bankers, investors, and fund management group to present potential residential and commercial property development proposals to the Trade and Economy Ministry and the Royal Governing Body Council of the Kingdom. Develop property investment residential kingdom.
Honorable Minister, your network is very low and poor.
And globally. Initiate contact.
Did we lost him, Madam Prime Minister?
Yeah, we lost him. Let's see whether, give him 2 minutes, see whether he can come in.
I think it's network from
Yeah,
African network.
Yeah, he's calling from Lagos network, and his bandwidth is very low.
All the millionaires in Lagos, and they don't have a good internet over there.
When users are too much for the capacity.
Yes.
Yes, too many.
Yes.
So, Honorable Minister,
sorry about that. It was my connection.
Yes, we are querying you for having bad connection from whole Lagos.
Madam Prime Minister, my data is fully loaded. It's just the so as I was saying on another point, invite and appoint sector-oriented trade development experts, the policy development expert and economic analyst of both states to participate in trade agreement development process, ensuring mutual benefit of both states for import, export, and enterprises development process, including but not limited to regulation of banking, finance, sector tariff, and tax appliances to both states as part of trade agreement. Development of business permit, visa application, and approval requirement, condition for economic sectoral partnership of both states within each other's territories. Initiate, develop, and manage economic infrastructure development funding activities between the Kingdom and other organizations, such as the UN, EU, Commonwealth states, and also economic superpowers, such as US, Russia, China, Canada, Switzerland, and other countries, with solid intent and need to develop long-term economic relations with the Kingdom. Identify and develop key foreign mission states that may be willing to allocate land commercial program and premises to be used for setting up Kingdom embassies, consulate, and high commission in those potential bilateral trade partner countries. Last but not the least, which is multi-trade partnership development and execution management role. Under that, we have identified key regional multi-state trade paths, treaties and alliances, which would stimulate foreign direct investment and economic infrastructure development initiative between the Kingdom and regional economic bloc superpower network, such as UAE or AGOA or AU multi-trade alliance formulation. To form economic trade alliance with other monarchy and kingdom lobby support entity structure development vehicle mechanism, sector industrial classification code for small, medium, and large enterprises within the Kingdom. With these are the strategies we have and have developed in my ministry, and then we are set to go after this ministry, after this meeting. I yield.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Trade and Economic Development. I love your zeal that in spite of the low network, you're still determined to get it released. So that's a very important spirit of commitment to the Kingdom. So I will appreciate that, and we thank you for your listed program that you tend to utilize for the sustainability of the Kingdom. So we welcome much ideas from you, and then we can follow up from your presentation. Thank you so much. The next order is the Honorable Minister of Health. You have the floor.
Greetings, Your Majesty and Queen, ambassadors, Prime Minister, and the ministry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well.
Awesome, thank you. Greetings all. Thank you for having me. As the Minister of Health, our strategic plan is to bridge equity gaps in healthcare, awareness campaigns, immunization campaigns, workshops, webinars, preventative medicine, and public health awareness. We are here to strengthen governance and improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the health system by introducing innovative technology and systems to improve our overall health. We're here to improve access to quality maternal, neonatal, child, and adolescent health and nutritional services. Identify prevention and control of communicable and non-communicable diseases to include updates and information on COVID-19 data, vaccination tools, and resources. We're here to strengthen care for mental and physical health and preparedness for the help of time in health for chaos and calamity, including preparing like now in times of war. We are responsible for aspects relating to family welfare, especially in reproductive health, mental health, maternal health, pediatrics. We're here to inform and educate and give you communication on how to move forward in today's environment. So our strategic plan, of course, is again to offer new technology advances that are being made in the globally in the world, and also to assist you with balancing what you're reading in the media and giving you informed decision making, giving you informed information so you can make the best decision overall for you and your families. I yield.
Wow.
Right to the point.
Wow. You know, the medical people, health people, they don't talk too much. And they give a lot of medications. So I'm not surprised with the Minister of Health, you know. Thank you. So, but please,
thank you.
Reduce our medications so that we can be able to take one. Thank you so much. I want to find, is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, are you with us? I can't see you anywhere.
I would like to talk in his place if he's not here.
Okay, so Your Majesty, you have the floor.
Thank you.
That is done right now.
Thank you.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs.
I will talk in his place because the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is working closely with His Majesty Office of the Proxy Council, dealing with the diplomacy with India, Sri Lanka, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, the Gambia, and also I want to say also India itself. Work closely with the Ministry of Justice of Gopti Krishna, who is the head of that ministry, with his staff, is doing very beautiful bilateral relationships with these countries. Also staying in contact closely with the passports authorities that are actually working closely and making sure designs and securities are working in hand with the Ministry of Public Relations, also with the security of the hologram security for the passports for the kingdom. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is very mass across the board, with attached to every ministry in the kingdom. So they're dealing with the affairs of the ministries, the different ministries, and also with the different ministers, making sure that the information is out and directly and correct, because that's a very powerful position to have, dealing with the affairs of nations and also the affairs of the kingdom itself. So understand that by having this ministry is the diplomacy on dealing with diplomatic relations. So it's very important to have that diplomatic relations closely with also with the Ministry of Trade. You got to have someone that understands business, because it's closely with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, closely with the Ministry of Trade. That business platform have to dealing with shaking hands, making relationships, dealing with egos, dealing with ignorance of other nations, because we have to be realistic, because everybody have their own ideas and vision on how business is handled when you come down to economic trade and with affairs of other nations. So this is the platform that I know of, working closely with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs outside of the Ministry of this kingdom. So I'll yield the floor to Madam Prime Minister.
Thank you, Your Majesty, for bridging the gap and updating us for the strategies from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Do we have the Minister of Justice? The Minister, the Ministry of Justice. The Minister of Justice, you have the floor.
Greetings, His Royal Majesty. Greetings, Her Highness Queen. Greetings, Madam Prime Minister, Royal Council, and today's dignitaries to the summit. I, Advocate Lalani Nazia, PA of Minister of Justice, take this opportunity that I am representing in today's summit on behalf of Minister of Justice of NUMI Kingdom, Sir Ambassador Dr. Gopikrishna Gajulapalle. As His Excellency Dr. Gopikrishna Sir is not in a position to attend the meeting as he is on a continuous travel for last 23 days along with Deputy Minister of Justice, I take privilege to present and read out few insights of our department, Ministry of Justice. We under Ministry of Justice are looking for a proper recognition to the kingdom globally that we are valued with the importance that the kingdom's legal frame is absolute and it works under the norms of United Nations Sustainable Goals. We under Ministry of Justice have a legal strategic policy to frame laws keeping in view about the protection, safety, and respect towards the values of each and every citizen of the Kingdom of NUMI and also with the people globally. We under Ministry of Justice are striving for bilateral adjustments with implementable policies and acceptable contractship with the global countries for promoting development, sustainability, and growth of citizens of NUMI and other allies of NUMI. We under Ministry of Justice are building a constructive framework on policies, compliances, procedures, which will enable all the portfolios of the kingdom to execute and ascertain a better, prominent, and exercisable rule over the functionaries of the kingdom and the allies of the kingdom. We, under Ministry of Justice, are trying to design a valuable, practicable agendas in connection to the sovereign status, what we are willing to proclaim globally to make everyone understand that NUMI and Numidia has a history and it is regained back with full potential strengths that the rule of law in NUMI respects humanity, right, and we are also valuing the responsibilities. We, under Ministry of Justice, are designing laws for the protection of our business, allies who are coming forward to work together for the common development without ignoring the importance of social responsibility and our compulsive participation in joining our hands for the development of education, health, and other basic requirements of what the society is facing today. With this, we do have few other confidential visionary, which is going to be presented to the Royal Chair and Madam Prime Minister shortly. I again thank His Royal Majesty, Her Highness Queen, Madam Prime Minister, and other dignitaries, along with the other contemporary ministries and viewers who have come to this webinar for giving me an opportunity to present this roadmap with few opinions of our portfolio for the year. And lastly, I thank our Minister, Sir Ambassador Dr. Gopikrishna, and the staff of Ministry of Justice for giving me this opportunity to present the document on his behalf. Thank you. Any advices, questionnaires may please be sent through email so that we will be able to reply you confidentially. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Justice, for that wonderful presentation. You have indicated your efforts towards bilateral adjustment, team approach, and other initiatives that you have just indicated that being putting in place in the Ministry of Justice. We all know that the Ministry of Justice has a very significant role to play in the development of the kingdom. You have a protection of the kingdom, protection of the citizens of the kingdom, providing legal coverage and entities. So we applaud you sincerely for all you are doing. Thank you so much, and extend we know he's working towards our legal issues with respect to the NUMI consulate in India. So we appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much. And I want to invite the Honorable Minister of Public Relations.
Greetings, Your Majesty and Her Majesty. Greetings, Madam Prime Minister. Greetings, NUMI Kingdom. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good. I really appreciate all the insight that was given today. First and foremost, my heart goes out to each and every one of you who want to participate in something that really takes time out of your day to do to help build and construct the nation. I don't think nobody here pretty much had any hands on doing this before. If you look at it from an outside view as opposed to inside, you got to look at it. You have hands on building and constructing a nation. You know, this is not just a monopoly board or a game. This is a nation that's going to have citizens. It's going to have people. That's going to project an image, appearance, identity. So this is what we see on forefathers' tapestries that be on walls, whether they be true or not. This is the image that's really that for us, you know, because we're going to be the ones that's setting things that's going to be in play for years, hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. It depends. So we have to take our time, be patient, be careful with the decisions that we make, because these decisions are decisions that's going to affect your granddaughter or great-great-granddaughter, or who knows, it could be generations down the line. So I don't want to be too fond to rush into things and say, well, this is what we're going to give them 200 years down the road. Just put it together and just throw it at them and let them figure it out. This is a time for us to make sure that we buff the edges, take the sandpaper and smooth it out, so we have a nation of people that don't have to go through the poverty, the way that the nations is going through now, and they have to go through what the environmental ministry was talking about, cleaning up. Heart goes out to somebody that wants to go out there and clean up plastic out of the ocean, clean up things out the land or whatever. That the heart goes out to them. So we got to know that this is a format that we is creating for generation and generations to come. As you know, I'm the Minister of Public Relations. Basically, what I want to talk about is just the image, status, our appearance, media, protocol, our people, first and foremost, because the way you look at it, if you see it in a George Washington Bridge, if you anywhere in the United States, it's an upper level and a lower level. I was just come on the lower level the other day. Matter of fact, this is why I projected on a lower level. Some may see it on a higher level, but on a lower level, because there's people that are closer to the ground than some people, than others. There's others that need. There's a nation of people that's really existence in this United States and pretty much in this world doesn't even have an identity. Don't know who they are. Don't know where they're going to. Don't know where they come from. It's no difference than a sardine in a can. The sardine was created basically in a can. Is no difference than a ship, a slave ship. It's a fish. We know that. We know that we are people. The fish has no head and has no tail. It has no future, has no history. Without the head, without the tail, you cannot tell the identity of that fish. So we just call it a sardine, what they call it, but it's actually a mackerel. The nationality of that fish is a mackerel. It's not a sardine. So they took the head off and the tail off, took the future and cut the history off and just gave it its own name and its own title. And we today, we call it what we was taught to call it, a sardine. So when we look at a nation of people, this is how we got to look at it. We got to look at it from a perspective and a view of how NUMI Kingdom is going to project to these people, this lost nation of people. These people that has wandered around on the streets every day. We have them in Baltimore. We have them in St. Louis. We have them in Los Angeles. We have them in Detroit. We have them in many cities, Memphis. We have them in a lot of cities around here that has an identity or don't even know our identity. And what the kingdom is becoming a light. It's like a beacon light. It's like a light on a lighthouse on an island that says, hey, just go this direction if you can't see through the fog. Just follow the light. And this is all we have to do is follow the light to bring these individuals in. Once we start bringing the nations of Moors and other other groups of nationalized or in the future, in the process of being nationalized, we got to connect with these groups to bring them in. It's not only just us, there's individuals, there's citizens that's going to be partake. This is where kingdom stands at. It's citizens, it's people, you know, things to be able to take care of, things to be able to handle, because everybody has their own skill set, the benefit of kingdom, the benefit of nation. They have their own mindset to help to educate a nation, educate people that really needs the education. My background is not too much, because the background that we claiming today is really, it's fruitless to me, really, for me to sit there and give you a whole ton of accolades or a whole ton of things that I've done, because it really makes too much. It don't make a difference. It don't make a difference to somebody that's hungry down there on the street right now. So I can jump all around, do flips, back flips all day. It's not going to put nothing in their belly. It's not going to make anything go more smoother. But the objective here is for this kingdom really just to be that castle on a hill for the people, to project that image for the people, to have that appearance, that identity for the people. Because once the people see and know who they are, they'll truly start acting in the ways that they are. And I don't want to get caught up on a religious aspect of it, but we're spiritual people. We're naturally a spiritual people. We connect. We connect right now, and what the people need to know, and that's going to know 100 years down the road, 200 years down the road, that not many of us even shook each other's hand. This is all over a Zoom camera. This is all over a computer. And this is what we're doing to really shape a future of a generation, a nation, a world of people, just like this. I want to make sure that I make it known that when we're dealing with, let me move on to going with protocol, minister protocol as well. That when we're dealing with protocol, we not only dealing with protocol inside of the ministries or inside of the nation, we're dealing with protocol as opposed to how we carry ourselves amongst the people that's coming for our help or coming for our assistance, whether it be nations, whether it be business opportunities or whatever that's dealing with the nation. That protocol we must always stand for. Stand up, be outspoken, be courageous when you speak, but also remember this, I've spoken before and said that we have one mouth and two ears, so we should always listen more and speak less. Sometimes we get to talking too much like I'm talking right now. We just start touching everything all over the place. And I'm sorry about my little, bring some humor to it. I was trying to scoot over to block my little wine cabinet right there, missing probably about 8 bottles there, but I'm sorry about that. But just to give a little smile for the day, because today is a day that, a lot of people didn't wake up this morning. This alarm clock's still going off. Somebody wasn't able to get up and turn it off. There's somebody didn't go visit a parent or friend or a loved one today, and maybe they passed away. You never know. But we are here today to start something new.
Minister, you have 1 minute more.
To continue to go forward and continue to make sure that any projections of this kingdom is come out as a solid projection. A projection of this kingdom has come out in a way where our people can want to come and want to join and want to know more about the kingdom, and to make any corrections or any slanders or any things that was misquoted or missaid about this kingdom. And I'm here, and I will listen, and I will make those corrections when the corrections is needed. And I just like to give all the greetings again, once again, to all the ministers that's on, and my humble regards and humble respect to Her Majesty and His Majesty.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you. I know public relations, you always have a lot to give to the public in the media. So thank you for your input and those points you brought out that should be related to our guiding principles in designing a strategic policy. Thank you so much. Minister of Information and Technology, do we have his presence? Minister of Information and Technology. Okay, thank you. So it's been a long day's hours of listening and learning, and that this wake up summit is not actually a mistake, because we are working towards a purpose, an objective, which is coming up with a strategic roadmap for what we have agreed to do in NUMI Media Kingdom. One of our agreements that we have decided that the kingdom must exist and we must work up to sustainability. So these presentations today and the strategic drive from the ministers is a part of what the values that we want to establish in order to address the sustainability of the kingdom, which is rooted on the values. What is our values? Our values of this kingdom are aligned to the Mother Earth, and we don't know what are the inhabitants of the Mother Earth. So our values are strictly aligned to the Mother Earth. And having this, we have to consider the citizens of the Mother Earth. We have to consider the plants, the environment, the energies in the environment. And this, in fact, when I got to know about the mission of this kingdom, it's very, very big and very, very lucrative. I'm sure His Majesty didn't realize this, because when you look at the Mother Earth, we are concerned with everything on the Mother Earth. So it's not just me and you, it's not just citizens of NUMI Kingdom. We are concerned with everything on the Mother Earth, the planet Earth, the wars, the conflict, the peace, the rivers, the streams, the oceans, the trees, the forests, the animals. So we are concerned. The Mother Earth is too big. And I want to bring it to us that we have to really know that we are into a gigantic project. And we cannot do it by theoretic approach. We have to consider action-oriented approach in order to achieve the desired outcome. So our strategic roadmap we are coming up today is a visualization of what actions we need to help the kingdom achieve its long-term and short-term goals for success. It's a map that will connect dots to people on the planet, dots to the plants, to the ocean, to the seas, to the rivers, to the trees, to energies that exist on the Mother Earth. So we need to work to connect these dots in order to be able to show that every action that we are taking is fitted into the objective, the purpose of this kingdom in line with the mission vision. We also need to have an effective strategy that is vision-driven and clearly stated. We have to state whether our strategy is for 5-year strategic plan, 20 years, like the UN is saying, 2030 development agenda, with the map out 15 years. And that 15 years is fast going. We have 8 years more to go. So we need to establish that tenets that can help us say we are on a 5-year strategic journey, and within that 5 years, we have tenets in achievable terms, measurable terms, that we can say, yes, we are dealing with a vision that was established for the Mother Earth. We also have to plan the journey. His Majesty and Her Majesty have set the pace. They've looked for us, they invited us, established ministries, established constitution, established guidelines, established purposes. It's left for me and you to plan the journey. And from the presentation from our 3 guest speakers, they have given us strategies, ideas that can help us plan the journey in our different ministries, driving the vehicle of delivery into action. We have to plan the journey with respect to foundational actions such as gathering baseline data against which to measure the progress, identify drivers and barriers to success, and develop sustainability goals, targets, and action plans, moving them to a broader, more strategic activities like making the business case for sustainability initiative and managing an effort that can yield such outcome. We have to seek for financial opportunities. Financial opportunity, right now, the Ministry of Environment have even given us an idea to raise financial opportunity for the kingdom. Using students, using people in the community, using indigenous people in various communities. We are in West Africa, we are in East Africa, we are in South America and North America, and other significant parts of the world, Asia, Europe. There are indigenous people there that we can use to get them into a product that can be a product of the NUMI kingdom, therefore expanding or creating opportunity for financial growth of the kingdom. We have to set up a management plan. Management plans. How do we manage? Even when we develop the strategic plan, how do we manage it to implementation? How do we bring in resources that can help us implement the strategy and manage them effectively? As I said, the Mother Earth is too big. We have a lot of things on the Mother Earth, and we need to come out with strategic plan to manage them under this kingdom. We have to set target tools. Target tools. The first speaker said, for you to exist, there must be war. My lady speaker said, radical war. What is our target tool? What do we use in order to achieve the business strategy, the sustainability strategy, operational strategy, and transformational strategy? What tools do we need? And the tools must explain the short-term and the long-term planning opportunities. These are the tools. Do we go to war? Your Majesty, do you want us to go to war? Do we take out to go to war? Or do we look for a radical means of really bringing this kingdom to sustainable existence? So these are what we need to ask ourselves. And then finally, we need to get it done. Teaming approach, getting it done. The Ministry of Trade can liaise with the Ministry of Environment, putting our heads together. We also need to equip ourselves with training and education as ministers, because if you don't have resources, if you don't have knowledge, right now from this event, I've learned one or two things that can even be applied to me and to my own business. Even though we are talking about the kingdom, but I've learned a lot from the presentation and initiatives. So we need to get it done by getting into implementation action of the roadmap. And what is it? Teaming approach, coming together and taking more action instead of talking. I don't want us to be talking too much from this moment, but rather let us do more. In fact, I raised my heart for Minister for Health. She just hit the ball on the neck and said, thank you. Because of course, it's in their making. Doctors don't talk too much, but they give a lot of medications. So, but this is what I will need action, action oriented. So when you get back to your various ministries, I plead with you, think of an action oriented, so that by the time we look at the outcome from this meeting and digress it, we agree to an action on Wake Up Summit that can be more sustainable for the kingdom. So I thank you, and without wasting more time, our time is fast spent. We are supposed to end by 1 o'clock, but because we are Mother Earth, we want to carry everything along. I invite His Majesty, the King of the NUMI Kingdom, to give us the royal declaration on Wake Up Call Summit.
I'm gonna yield the floor to the Queen so she could close us out.
The Queen has something to do after you, or you don't. Yeah. The Queen has something to do. At least I'm in charge here, so I have to take it. The Queen's assignment is different, so we need a declaration on Wake Up Summit.
Yes, I did decree this declaration to this Wake Up Summit to make sure that each ministry is formally recognized by the Crown, even though that it's a body politics is governed by the Prime Minister, is separated from the politics of the Crown itself. But the body politics of the Prime Minister, I give full authority to make sure the Wake Up Summit is only moving by her leadership. So you have my blessings and you have the Queen blessings. So move forward and go to war.
We want to go to radical war this time. So thank you so much, Your Majesty, that you have assured us that Wake Up Summit has come to exist in NUMI Kingdom. And that will help us to put our heads together, empower ourselves, educate ourselves, enrich each other in order to advance the cause in protecting and saving the Mother Earth. Thank you so much. And I call on Her Majesty to please the Queen Mother of the Kingdom to give us the appreciation and closing remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Okika. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank all of the panelists and the NUMI Kingdom Ministry for coming and participating with us on the Wake Up Call Summit. My first remarks go out to the Dr. Ambassador Andre Thomas. It was something that he said that was very important. Are we prepared to pay the price? If there is no clearly defined vision, there will be no force. We need the right ingredients. The vision is rooted in the ingredients. That was very important to me. And as well, what is NUMI's value? Whatever we must perfect it for is for our growth. It is a common thread of trade, government, agricultural, and environmental, facing the reality of the unknown. Because as we go forward, that's exactly what it is. It as we plan, it's still unknown until it actually happens. Uniting and being on the same page is another common thread that is needed for us to be successful on our journey, and respecting one another as well, and a trusted leadership that will input the right ingredients for us. Dr. Aslia, she said, or he said, business strategy must be clear, that has a clear purpose and personal strategy, creative abilities. These things combined us as NUMI Kingdom, a kingdom of people, redefining and identifying and being that light to bring us together. Reverend Ann, sustaining the roadmap, having a sustainable roadmap is another common thread that we need for us to move forward. And I want to make a comment about King Solomon. And this is from 1 Kings 4:24. For he controlled everything, that side of the river, from Tipsah to Gaza, including all the kings on this side of the river. And he enjoyed peace in every region all around him. Judah and Israel lived in security, everyone under his own vine and fig tree, from Dan to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. Solomon was a great man, and he had great wisdom, and he had great knowledge. And those are the things that we must ask for. We must ask for guidance, we must ask for wisdom, and we must ask for knowledge. When you ask for these things will come to you. Each one of the ministers, I ask you to ask for these things so that we can keep those common threads amongst us, so that we can forge ahead and be the kingdom that we need to be. And with that, I yield. Thank you all. Oh, and another thing, our finance minister made mention of something that I thought was really nice. He said, kingdoms are not built on dreams alone. They're built on sacrifice and struggle. If you're willing to embrace these two, then you are able to see beyond the horizon of infinity. Then we can focus the power of all our collective ministry gifts to bring the kingdom into reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our finance
Thank
minister.
you. Thank you, Her Majesty. You know, when I checked, her eyes were closed. I thought she was sleeping, and I was looking for a cane. You know, I didn't know she was on a mental journey. That's everything that was being said. Oh my God. What a blessing to the kingdom. The kingdom also has such a wonderful and intelligent woman as the first lady. I used to tell His Majesty that he doesn't know he's very lucky. No, wait until that somebody else takes her away, then he will know she's very lucky. But I know he will not be careless with that. So we thank you. He's not going to be careless with that. So thank you so much. And it's wonderful having all of us here. And just a moment, I want to spotlight everyone so that we can have a snapshot on this event. So everyone who has a good phone can take a good photograph that we can use to put on the website of this kingdom. Please, Minister of Health, you are not on video. Please be on video and let us have the face of everyone. Yes. No. Why is it asking me to replace? Why is it asking me to replace you people? Oh, why? Okay. Who else? Where is me? Okay, I've seen myself. Yes, any other person that is on video that is not spotted out? Yes. Can anyone with a good phone take us a good, clear, cut, short picture? Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone, for your support.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you, Reverend Annie from UK. Thank you, Prince Osita from Nigeria.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you. And we do pray that what we are doing, that we have to really seek more guidance, more strategic knowledge from you. Your presentation was so wonderful. And thank you, your Royal Ambassador, for giving us the voice from the Mother Earth. And with the voice will come again before we close. And the drum will sound again.
Udama Akiyua, line of the new dawn.
Yes.
The new dawn is the resurrection of our consciousness, Udama Akiyua. I will end with this. It is time for the resurrection of the consciousness of man, a time when evil will be diminished, a time when the presence of the Most High will rise in all, and all will attest to the magnificence in one voice indeed. Udama Akiyua, line of the new dawn, doing the chair.
And let the drum sound.
I put the drum away.
She wants you to play the drum.
All right.
I'll do the chant of our ancestors.
Next time.
That means the ancestors walk with us.
Next time we'll start with the drum and end with the drum.
Yes, Prime Minister.
All right. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you all.
Happy weekends.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Annie. I'll get back
Bless
to you.
you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you. Thank you, the King.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Nice meeting you guys. We'll catch up again.
God bless you all. Your contribution was so wonderful.
Rise, NUMI, rise.